We got in a new box for Monster Bass. Let's take a look. If you're brand new to the channel, my name is JT. Here we do a lot of tips, tricks, reviews, how-tos. I'm going to break down this month's Monster Bass box, the Z-Man TakeOver box, my absolute favorite TakeOver box of the year. Talk about all the baits that come with them, how we pair them up, how we fish them, what rod, reel, line, retrieve techniques we use to catch bass on all these goodies that come in the box. So let's take a look at what we got. Now every month, every box comes with another Monster Bass sticker, so now we got another one for the wall. Or your coolers, your tackle box, your kayak, your boat, wherever you like to stick your stickers. Everybody loves stickers. Now right out the gate, we're gonna start with my favorite all-time bass fishing bait. This month we got a Z-Man jackhammer, and with it paired is the brand new Elastec Chatterspike. They released these Chatterspike trailers when they launched the new Chatterbait Evo chatterbaits. And stay tuned for a future video because I got to fish these a ton in the fall at a couple of different championships. And boy, do I have some opinions on the new Chatterbait Evo and these new Chatterspike. Now the colors that I got in my box are the perfect colors coming up for springtime when that water hits 55 degrees and those crawfish start springing out and looking for love. Everybody thinks that they come out of their deep hiding holes. No, they're out and about all year long. But the thing is that when the water hits 55 degrees, they get this orange tint to them, and a lot of the crawfish around the country. And the bass know this, but that orange tint means that those crawfish are looking for love. So what we try to do is match the hatch, especially in the springtime. And these orange and black colors, whether it be in rattle traps or other baits, and a jackhammer, deadly, deadly combination. Now, if you're brand new to fishing, the jackhammer has been an expensive bait pretty much, ranging from $15 to $17 in different places. But we get one in our box this month along with these Elastec trailers. And the cool thing about getting 5 Elastec trailers is it's only going to take one to last the life of this jackhammer. So you're going to have some left over, some other jackhammers if you need them, if you happen to lose one. This jackhammer comes in a 3/8 ounce, which is my all-time favorite because I can ride it higher in the water column or let it sink down. People who fish deeper water, you know, 10, 15 feet, they'll get the 1/2 ounce and let it sink down. Me, I'm a 3/8 guy. Love, love, love these. Now, if you don't have a dedicated chatterbait rod, let me point you to the Monster Bass Lunker Sticks. These sticks were made in partnership with Monster Bass and Doomsday Tackle Rod Company. And I'll tell you what, I'm shocked that I could find a rod that's $120 and cheaper that is actually as light, as sensitive, and a great chatterbait rod. And I'm a chatterbait rod snob. I've tested so many different ones. My current favorite is the G Loomis IMX Pro bladed jig rod, and that rod probably costs 3 times what this does. But I'm going to tell you this much. If you're looking for an affordable, quality, light, and feel every vibration, I can't speak enough about these Monster Bass Lunker Sticks. And I'm truly shocked at just how great they are. But when I heard the story of the guy who runs Doomsday Tackle, when he was on a live stream with Rick at Monster Bass, talking about how and where his rods come from and his experience previously working over in Korea with Abu Garcia and his actual skill, I'm going to tell you right now, this rod for the bang for the buck is, for me, at this price point and the quality that you get, for me, is hard beat. Cork handles. I love how the bait keeper's up in front of the reel. I love that, especially because I'm a kayak fisherman. When my rods are in my yak crate, I want my baits above and not down, anchored down below. But the sensitivity and the functionality of this chatterbait rod is pretty amazing. I caught some really good fish testing out this rod this year, and it's highly recommended. Because I partner with Monster Bass in a lot of things, I can get you this rod at 20% off. You add it to your cart at monsterbass.com, give in code GRAMPS20 and take 20% off of this rod. And I'm telling you, you will not regret having this if you're looking for an affordable, dedicated chatterbait, bladed jig, crankbait, lipless rod. 100% Gramps approved. Love this thing. If you can see that there, it's the the M4 bladed jig rod, but the detail fit finish of this rod is really, really good. Again, Gramps approved. I like it with the 6:3 gear ratio reel. This reel's a little fancier than most people need. Don't need anything super fancy. Find you a nice Lew's or whatever flavor reel you like in the 6:3 gear ratio. Now, if you're fishing in a motorized kayak or one with pedals and you like moving down the bank at a pretty quick clip, I recommend moving up to a 7 gear ratio. But if you're bank fishing or you're in a kayak that you paddle, that you anchor, and you're not really moving that fast, 6:3 gear ratio. I like a little bit faster reel if I'm in a kayak because I like buzzing down those banks at a pretty quick clip, and I need to be able to take that line up a little faster since I'm moving faster down the bank. I love 12 or 15 pound Seaguar Invisix fluorocarbon. Works like a champ. But that's the combo I do with this, and that's what I throw with all of my jackhammers. I love 3/8 ounce with the trailer, 12 to 15 pound Seaguar Invisix line. So the jackhammers have been around for a while. I'll link a description below of my How to Fish a Jackhammer series down below, and I'll be updating that in the next coming months because there's been several new bladed jigs coming on the market that we really need to talk about. But let's talk about this new soft plastic. I love chatterbait trailers with these pointed tails. Now you'll notice that this, you see the little flaps on either side of that where it's like hinged? That gives this tail just that much more action in the water. But I love action of straight tails like this because in the water it really gives a good shake. Sometimes the boot tail baits, that just it's too much action or it causes the bait to rise up. I've tested several different soft plastics that are shaped like this, but now that we have something that comes in Elastec because it's durable and stretchy and will catch you fish after fish after fish on just one. Now the key thing about Elastec, store these in the bags they come with. Don't let them ever mix with other soft plastic baits or you're just going to have a blob of goo and you're not going to be happy with it. So keep these in the bags they come in and keep them separated from other things. But these chatter spikes are truly incredible, and like I said, stay tuned for future video where we catch a bunch of fish with them when I go through and review the chatter spike and the chatterbait Evo. Now next up in the box, another two great baits, but I would not necessarily pair these together. You can, because you have some small streaks, which are a small swim bait, which actually pairs really well with the chatterbait minis because it's a lot smaller profile, and these are also great for a drop shot. Now these are supposed to pair with some Willow Vibe blades, which is kind of like a jig head chatterbait combination. You'll see it's got a jig head with a little blade on it. Now because those heads are a little bigger, I recommend that you throw it like on one of these streaks, which is like an Elastec Fluke, or the Z-Man Razor Shad, or one of these Z-Man Diesel Minnows. I think those baits actually pair up a little bit better. But again, you can find them on the Monster Bass store. Use code GRAMPS20 to save you 20%. Now, next up is, well, probably one of the things that Z-Man's most famous for are versions of a Ned rig. So in the box, we got 3 Power Finesse shroom heads. These are a little bit bigger ones, and we got them paired up with a big TRD. These big TRDs, and they actually have a giant TRD, are great for fishing in rivers, lakes, a little bit more stained water. With this color here, this is like a PB&J color. My actual favorite in this, and highly recommended, is called Copper Truce. It's like a green pumpkin on the top and a chartreuse on the bottom, and it smokes every kind of fish out there. Just cast these out on a spinning rod and drag them slowly on the bottom, and you are going to be in good shape. Now the key thing about this combination is these big TRDs made of Elastec are buoyant. In other words, when this Ned head hits the ground, it will tip up and this worm will stand up on the bottom like this. Combination for this one is a spinning rod. This is the Monster Bass Lunker Sticks M1 all-purpose rod. It's a medium, spinning rod. I've got it paired up with a Lew's Mock Crush reel, 15-pound Seaguar smackdown line with like a, probably 10-pound Seaguar Invisix leader on it. And great combination. Just cast it out, get down there on those rocks, just bang it through. Great for largemouth and smallmouth bass and spotted bass as well. Just get around some rocks, things like that on the bottom or along a rocky bank where the rocks are kind of piled up over the side, and a Ned rig is deadly. The Z-Man Big TRD is one of the most popular baits that I think they make next to the jackhammer. Last but not least is one that a lot of people just still haven't come to grips yet. Haven't come to grips yet. The Z-Man Hellraiser. This is the 5-inch version. It does not float, but it is a topwater bait. And the only way I can describe this bait is if a topwater walking the dog bait meets a chatterbait meets a rattle trap. It just, the action and craziness of it, you just would not believe. You wouldn't get it. But I had a day, I'm telling you, I had a day where I had been on the water all day long in the middle of summer, and I could not get bit on anything. I was even throwing buzz baits as the sun was going down. I said, I've only got 35 minutes of daylight or so left, and I don't know what else to do. And I had one of these, and I was like, all right, I bought this thing. I think it looks ridiculous, but I just didn't get it. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tie it on. I've got nothing to lose. I've got no fish. And wow. I proceeded to have the most incredible day and actually caught a 5-pound fish at the end of the day as the sun was going down.
Is that a catfish? Nope, that's a big bass.
If you want to check out that video, you can watch that right here. Until next time, get outside where you can and make some memories. One cast at a time.